welcome to ReCAP. We're live, and I'm holding it down by myself today. Brandon Femmer and I are going to be looking at the Microsoft press conference from this year's E3 2019. So if you're already at E3 or if you got a chance to sneak into the press conference, you already know a lot of what's going to be going on today. But what you don't know is what two actual industry game developers feel about everything that was said, promised, and I guess told to the audience as far as what our expectations are for Project Scarlet, what they're going to be doing with Games Pass and their online streaming services. So we're really excited to get this content underway.
Yes. Give me a second.
Yeah, sure, no worries. So yeah, hope you were here for yesterday's content. We did a whole review of the Google Stadia presentation. We offered our thoughts, we offered our advice, but then also talked about our expectations there. And I guess we're going to be doing the same thing with Microsoft today. So
thank you everybody for joining us to Games Recap. And yesterday you kind of covered it. We looked at the Stadia stuff. And so today we're going to look at the Microsoft press conference. I assume that it's going to take a long time because it's an hour and 30, but we're going to skip past that. We're going to try to squeeze everything under an hour because there's a lot of fluff that we don't really need to watch. So obviously all that is coming up, but have you heard anything yesterday in particular? I know everyone's talking about Dr. Disrespect, like taking a piss here and there, but I don't want to talk about that. It's so dumb.
It's all right.
So past that point, I haven't really heard too much.
Big news?
Any big news that haven't really happened?
So I think the biggest story for me that I've been following, just mainly because it's also part of my childhood, was knowing that the Final Fantasy VII Remake finally got a soft launch date. They're saying 2020. But then there's other articles saying that we don't know when exactly it'll be finished. There was talk about it being episodic, like the old shareware days, or basically like the Life is Strange model. You can, purchase it by a season or purchase it by each piece. And so what I'm looking forward to seeing is just even when the first piece is done, because I want to get a chance to play it myself. But that was probably the biggest thing that I personally have been following. It's not. I don't want to say it's a lackluster E3 this year, but there wasn't any sort of big boom franchise announcement. Gears 5, cool, but I've played Gears all 1 through 4. It's story-wise, technology-wise, there's not much new there that I was.
From the little teasers that I saw, it looked pretty outdated, man. Like a lot of the short teasers with the Gears doing that little weird head transformation, and then Halo, their new Halo Infinite.
Halo Infinite. I didn't see that at all.
I think we're gonna see that. Okay. We're gonna fast forward past that, to that, and check it out. And so let's just check out all the things.
Sweet.
Again, if you like to support us, throw the donation. You will see Little Carlson making a comeback at any point of the stream. We'll be really appreciating that. All right. Aside from that, let's go ahead and start.
All right. You're going to put it on me. All right, guys. So getting ready. We're going to hit that button. And once we hit it, you guys should be seeing video footage along with us on screen simultaneously, going over what's been happening in the broadcast. We're going to rant. We're going to riff. Hopefully you'll have a lot of fun. Sit back and relax and let us take you through the Microsoft press conference.
Okay. So
I just need a moment.
So I'm going to go ahead
and
start playing this. Oh.
Woo! Oh my God, I'm so excited to be here.
They always know how to do the motion graphics really well. I mean, this is what we miss from the heyday of E3, right? The big audience waiting for gaming news and all these people that we see once a year come out on stage as the mascots.
Man.
I'm going to fast forward some of this.
The hype reels. It's like Marvel, right? They're totally doing the Marvel little, inside the bevel of the logo. They have all their clips, and then they pull out to reveal it says, "Ooh, Xbox or Microsoft Studios." All right, game number 1. What do we got? Is this from Lucasfilm? It said. I didn't see the company name.
Nah, they usually show it at the end. So right now they kind of have like a Fallout-esque look to it.
Is this
the
Rage?
Oblivion game?
Is this Outer Worlds? Oh, that looks like Outer Worlds.
Yeah, it looks like the Oblivion game.
Whoa. Check out Obsidian.
Yeah, check it out.
I can barely see.
That's what I'm seeing, man. Oh, man, the ugliness is starting to come out.
If this is Outer Worlds, I'm proud of Obsidian, man. I'm happy to see them doing like a top level AAA game again. I think the last game that I would say was like a known, like Alpha Protocol, right, was probably like the biggest undertaking that I saw that company go through as far as making their own game. They worked on contract stuff here and there, but now to see them doing like their own IP again, shout out to everybody at Obsidian. You guys did good. I'm excited to see this.
All right, I'll be the other guy since I have no ties to Obsidian.
It's not even I'm just proud of them. It's like seeing my friends succeed. You know, I'm not going to shit on that, dude. I'm excited.
All right, cool. Doesn't look great. It looks like in the middle. Like, I think this is the problem with like the Fallout franchise. Like, I like the concept, but it's trying to go. I don't know where it lies in terms of trying it to be stylized or not, right? And it's kind of in the between. And from what I've seen, the Outer Wilds, it's trying to go for realism, but at the same time, it just looks half baked. Okay. The character art, especially, just is very unappealing to me, and it just looks like noise.
Okay. That's unfortunate.
Well, good luck, Obsidian. But I think I like the
put a cherry on top at the end.
I like the theme. All right.
Oh, Ninja Theory.
All right, now this is the goodbye.
I give them credit for Hellblade. I was excited with what they did with Hellblade. I really loved that piece of content, right? To have a small focus team, make something that looks and feels top level, but obviously your experience length isn't going to be 40 hours. You know what I mean? So they're paving the way for more game developers who aren't as big as 200, 300 person studios to still be able to make room and make noise in the top level. So
as creative director, I'm stoked to be here to share our new game with you guys.
Cool. What's the game?
It combines two of my gaming passions. Third-person action
Ninja Theory is someone that you can really trust and get behind. I mean, they've been a proven studio. And all the studios that they bought up from Microsoft, by far, Ninja Theory is in the front. I mean, they've just been consistently
So Microsoft,
good.
Ninja Theory, Obsidian, In Exile, Double Fine.
Yeah, Double Fine is actually announced later in this one, I believe. But they bought up a lot.
Should buy my studio. Maybe we'll start one at the.
See, look at the difference in quality. It's kind of like the same thematically, right? Fallout-esque stylized, right? But you know, even as a designer, you can tell the difference.
4v4.
Look at that.
What is this?
This is quality.
Like a battle mobile or something? Battle Royale?
Probably.
Battle Brawler?
It's probably a mix of Overwatch and Brawler.
Makers of Heavenly Sword and Slave Devil May Cry Hellblade. Oh, all these cool games we made. Now go buy our newest game. Man, there's so many games that are built around like building this world full of characters. Like they're stable in their roster.
Yeah,
there's like if you start playing 2-3 of these games, you have so many people to remember.
I like the fact that a lot of these games are taking hints from
Overwatch. It looks like
not just Overwatch, but like the original fighting roster, which Tekken, Street Fighter, like cast of characters that have its own unique abilities, and then just throwing it on stage and seeing what the outcome is like.
So I don't necessarily know exactly what that game is going to do as far as my play experience, other than I'll have 3 partners and we're going to fight.
Yeah.
I didn't get a good sense.
I think it's hard. It's like the old heyday of like trailer releases where you used to be able to tease stuff, but at this point, like the pre-render and the game render is so close together that people need more than just the graphics.
Yeah.
They need to have info on gameplay from the tease. Oh, this is Ori and the Blind Force.
What, the new
Is
one?
this a Microsoft exclusive? No, right?
Ori? I don't know. I played it on the Xbox though myself, but I don't know if the first one was exclusive. But this one probably is if Microsoft is spending time advertising it.
Beautiful.
how easy would Sony be? Also on the PlayStation 4, on Twitter.
Yeah.
Waste all their damn money.
Look,
Wow, this looks
is exactly
great.
what you need to see right here. Like gameplay, a sense of what it's like when you do play it.
Man, you can tell these guys made money on their first game.
This is
Oh
insane
my God, look at
amount of
this.
work. I think this time
Wow.
they actually implemented more 3D than before.
Yeah. But even keeping that side scroller, right, it limits how the 3D that you're making is being shown, but it still comes off as
frame
super
is
impressive.
very choreographed.
Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
So far, so good. I like
Wisps.
the showing. I think haters are hating. Like, I don't think.
Who was hating on this?
Well, people
Did
are
you
saying
see
like
people?
overall the press conferences have been boring with Sony's absence and Microsoft kind of stubbing in. A lot of because that's not exclusive, right? It was just available on their platform.
I think the formula of the press conference is super boring these days. It's like, hey, bring out some people who had something to do with the game. They talk about the game, show the game. Bring out someone to thank those people to segue into the new people who are going to talk about the new game.
Oh my god, this is Notch's.
Well, Notch isn't involved anymore, is he?
He isn't, but he's $2 billion out. So this is a case where Minecraft was everything everywhere, like not Fortnite level, but it was.
Oh snap! What is this?
Every kid was playing it.
Is this like a
And then it
Diablo
kinda died down a
Minecraft?
bit. This- More
Oh, look
RPG
at that.
element.
Minecraft, the RPG.
I'm glad that Microsoft's finally taking this franchise and innovating on it, because before they were doing like really minor steps in like,
Hey, we changed the lighting system.
well, not even that.
Go
It
buy
was
it.
just more like educational program and like community-based stuff, and nothing different on the gameplay. But I don't know if this is too hardcore for casual, because before Minecraft is all about the kids kind of
Just exploring and doing
playing
whatever you want.
Lego and exploring. Right?
This doesn't look like you're building or discovering
this is
anything
like-
other than dungeon crawling.
This is
So,
Little Big Planet
okay.
on steroids.
Oh, well, there you go.
Well, it's
Minecraft
dungeons.
Dungeons.
Fine, pass.
It's all right. It's, if you like that art style and you like a Diablo game, maybe give it a shot. It comes off like it would be easy, but I'll hold that judgment later. And now, see, look at that. That's how predictable. That's how predictable these things are.
I don't know how I feel about this guy. Every
Spence?
time I see him out, he's like halfway corporate, halfway our friend, which just ends
I'd
up
say then he's doing a good job.
definitely got a little beefy.
What you don't want to see is someone who finishes licking their finger. Okay, guys, thank you for being here.
This dude gained weight, dude. This is the last conference.
We on Team Xbox
Man.
live for this exact moment.
Okay.
The moment
Xbox
we
is
get to
hedging their
share the
bets, man.
best of our art form
They're the ones that
here
play their
with
cards
you
the
in
most.
LA. And the moment you get to experience breathtaking new stories, new worlds, and new heroes for the very first time. This moment isn't just about finding some new games. It's
right.
about discovering your new games.
Oh my god.
This
shut up.
decisive moment of discovery is
Fast
etched
forward.
Yeah,
in
go
your
ahead.
gaming history.
He's talking to the fans.
All the marketing jargon
Right now,
I can never
is-
get used to.
everyone the games they want.
Every
to
year we
connect
discover new
everyone
ways
play
to play
with the friends
games.
they want, and to empower
And this is why we're
everyone
better
to
than
play
those other
wherever they
guys. He's not even wearing an Xbox shirt. What's going on?
want. This is why we
something
keep
together.
innovating hardware and services. It's why we're uniting communities through crossplay.
I'll say this: the Xbox One
and
X,
why-
I
it's
love
why
that
we're investing
that
with
console.
new,
I want to have that thing
distinctive
for
creators.
Is it
decades.
mostly 4K? I mean, what's the main difference?
Games from
Oh,
Xbox
it's
Game
more powerful.
Studios.
So it's more powerful, but I'm
And
running my
over
games
30
obviously
games
much better with my
premiering
television
in
scene.
X-
Sometimes you can get a full 4K experience, but just mainly what I enjoy is
So thank you for
playing my
joining us
games
today.
with
Let's
knowing
jump
that I'm
in.
having the much better visual fidelity. Excuse me, I'm like fumbling through this because I compared my original Xbox experience to the Xbox One X, and it's instant. Especially if you play Forzas, especially if you play anything where you're going to be streaming over a huge environment in a short period of time, you notice the difference. But I just love having the highest visual fidelity in anything that I do. So I've been very impressed with the Xbox One X. Ooh. Woo. Yeah, I'm gonna take over while we. That's gonna be a clip. That's gonna be a clip. Somebody's gonna catch that. Forrest Whitaker, baby. Shout out to the OG Ghost Dog on the roof.
How'd you feel about the Star Wars thing?
Okay. So I had a lot of hope for the Star Wars single player on Battlefield 2 when they came out with, or did they call it Battlefield 2? Battlefront 2, excuse me. So I played the single player there. The main character was like almost mute for the first 30 to 40 minutes and just made these dumb facial expressions. But the reason why I bring that up is because I remember being so captivated and so excited about everything that I saw in that presentation, but then when I actually played it, it felt like it was lacking in a bit. This looks good. I know it's coming from Respawn, and I know their resume, right, their prestige, allows me to give them way more benefit of the doubt than I was expecting with the EA version of Battlefront 2's single-player add-on for that part of the game. Yeah, I'm okay. What I'm seeing here is a way more personal storytelling approach, which I think is actually cool because sure, I don't care about this random Jedi white dude that they threw in my face, but I always care about feeling a part of that world, being connected to it, and having a lot of freedom and agency to do cool things, and not just physics display like Force Unleashed type games. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'll check that one out. I'm not trying to sell anybody's games here today, but I would check that one out. Big Star Wars fan.
I want to talk about a little Star Wars.
Sure, go ahead.
Star Wars wise, what I saw was that it reminded me a lot about Force Unleashed when I saw the Respawn version. And it kind of reminded me that Respawn is not known for like these kind of third person adventure games. They're known for first person. So I hope it feels better than it looks, but my initial impression was in terms of graphical fidelity, it isn't there versus the other games, right?
Sure.
Like the characters, again, it's like in that weird, like, is it stylized or not? But I feel like it's kind of trying to reach realism, at least to the characters.
Yeah. So, like, a great example, if I can jump in, Spider-Man, you played at PS4.
Yeah.
They actually, it's very realistic looking, but the cues that they took for stylization, like making the eyes almost two times bigger.
And that's what I see what's missing
identifier,
from the Respawn Entertainment.
Yeah.
It looks very mannequin-esque.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
That's
and so that was my first impression with the Star Wars stuff. Secondly, when I saw it, was that again, the strength of Respawn isn't third-person adventure type of game. That's where I was hoping that Amy Hennig, it feels very Uncharted, right? You're like, what are you calling? Like you're moving around the environment,
like swinging from stuff.
Yeah, from plateau to plateau. It's very
Handling.
Drake and with a lightsaber, right?
Okay.
It's like, all right, sure. And then of course they have the Titanfall stuff, so they can wall climb and all that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. As soon as I saw the wall run, I was like, man,
It feels very
like,
arcadey.
Well, that felt like shoehorned from like, hey, we've got this.
Yeah. So I saw a lot of Titanfall elements
like
kind of
I
transfer
didn't like
over.
the wall run.
I don't think they're using the same engine. They're probably using the Frostbite engine, most likely because it is EA. But who knows? Maybe they are using their engine.
Someone can call me out, right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I've seen the wall run in the Star Wars universe or in other games used that way. So like to see it in this game, knowing that Respawn used it and kind of pioneered it in their other stuff, that to me, I was like, I don't appreciate that. I don't like it.
So I definitely know like Respawn, if anything, or is gameplay first. So you want to make sure it's fun. If they're going for the arcadey feel, like if I went to Dave and Buster's and play, it feels like that type of game. Right?
Okay.
It doesn't feel like maybe the cinematography is off. Maybe how the camera is kind of set behind the player. It doesn't feel as cinematic as it should. But when I think of like a single player Star Wars, I want it to be basically Uncharted, right? really up close, very cinematic. Texture quality has to be there. If it's stylized, it has to be somewhere along Spider-Man, where it's like realistic and there's a lot of facial animation towards it. This one I saw it feels a lot like Force Unleashed updated.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'm wrong, but like the lightsaber, it doesn't feel like you don't feel the boom when you hit someone, right? It feels like which is like the complaints with the prequels.
Yeah.
Again,
Sure. No.
the benefits of being Respawn is that they're good with gameplay, and I'm hoping maybe upon playing it'd be different. But I felt Force Unleashed 3.
Sure. I think the hard part for me is like whenever you're introducing new characters or new main characters to the Star Wars universe that I'm gonna take over and I'm gonna play.
Yeah.
You need some variety because the Star Wars universe is so colorful. There's so much depth, like way better than like Mass Effect.
I wish they showed less, to be honest. Like I think if they did less of the acrobatic stuff, like go back to the original trilogy where it's like more stilted fights, or like really earn the ability to kind of reflect. Like that's where it feels off, right? And I think that's why people have a problem with The Last Jedi is because Rey didn't undergo. Of course, we're not going to see this in a trailer. We're going to see all the cool parts. But I think for a first gameplay review, I think for me at least, I would like to see the beginnings of how hard it is to do half the shit they showed.
Yeah, I guess it all
I don't
depends
know.
on where
I
they
guess
pick
what
up
the
in
journey
story.
is when the gameplay. But that was my first impression.
Sure.
I was kind of underwhelmed. I
That's
didn't
fine.
really see.
I feel similar. I just always worry that when I look at the character that I'm supposed to be in this game, and then in the previous like Star Wars 1313, Star Wars Force Unleashed, they all could be brothers.
Yeah,
like, it's
yeah.
Like, I feel like
looks
it's a
very
repeat
familiar,
of the same
yeah.
type of.
It's like I don't know, like this.
Like the
this
Jonas
type of thing
Brothers all
seems more
became
cinematic.
Jedi.
Like this game right here, I want that kind of up close Star Wars.
What game are we looking at now?
I have no idea. They're gonna explain it later.
Okay,
Going to
bullet.
Black Hills
Let's
Forest.
find this kid.
Hey, look at that, a dog.
But this is why I feel like this is where AAA quality is right now. And I was surprised to see some games being below the bar from like really big companies, right? It's like it's unacceptable at this point. We have RTX cards now.
It's unacceptable.
It's unacceptable. But this is
Oh, look at that.
this is what I want with a lightsaber. You know what I mean? That's the type of Star Wars game. I've seen Force Unleashed. I don't want to know the Force Unleashed.
This isn't Showdown, is it? Oh, jump scares.
Okay, bullet.
Oh, wait, that's right. The Blair Witch game.
Oh, is the Blair Witch
It's the
game?
Blair Witch game, I think.
This is it's like 30 years later. Can't believe it. That's the power of like branding. It's like even if it's like 34 years later, people still recognize it, and it's better than just starting fresh.
Man, I wish I was those 2 or 3 people that were like, hey, let's take my camcorder, put it on night vision mode. Let's just film a movie. All right. It looks scary. Looks creepy. CD Projekt Red.
27.
Cyberpunk. All right. This day one buy for me. Here's why. I'm getting a big, expansive universe. It looks fantastic. And I haven't played anything like this is proposing in a very long time at this level. Like, take me into another universe. Let me be somebody else. Give me some escapism.
Yeah.
I'm excited about this.
It's a lot of like backstory how
Dude,
they overworked their
oh, yeah.
devs on this project,
Blade Runner.
and a lot of big high departures, like leads. It definitely went through like a couple overhauls.
All I know is Blade Runner the game.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
good. The Cyberpunk is trendy right now, and this is definitely leading the way on that effort.
I just want the money.
I just want the money.
Are these all actors? Dude?
All right.
Your neck is all messed up. Go clean
Why don't
up.
you go to the bathroom, wash up. We gonna be with you in a minute. Oh, come on, man. Your neck. It's a mess.
While hotel security has yet to comment, we do know the suspect seems to have fled the
That dude looks like Mark Henry from WWE.
Yeah.
The strongest man in the world. All right, so since you were commenting on like the look and visual appeal, stylized versus realistic,
This is
how do you,
pretty- this is
you know?
pretty good.
So this feels better.
Yeah, I mean, like, this is a cinematic, so it doesn't count. I want to see gameplay.
Sure, but it's still the same art style, right? Like once the transitions in the gameplay.
Oh, for Star Wars? Or for
No. Just for I'm saying for this. How do you feel like they've done in?
Oh, they did a great job. This is
Okay.
high, top notch. This is how you get excited, or you get people excited. In terms of art fidelity, this is where you meet. This is the bar now. That's why if I see anything, what 2015, it's what are you doing? It's like, update your software, man. Get some RTX cards. It's unacceptable.
Oh, he took out his chip.
Yeah. And that's why Respawn has never been like a leading studio for graphics, right? They've always been gameplay first. And
Yeah,
the feel.
I think
But-
the hard part
but
for
the Star
them is
Wars
like their
game-
story of like how many people they brought over, what they tried to do, and they're building on their way
It's
up.
a great story. I don't.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying that as in like, it seems
not
like
buying that
Respawn
in
is
box.
building on their way up. Plus, they had like their first 2 games.
No, they're fine now. I mean, they're
not
owned by
being received
EA.
very
so-
well. Yeah.
But this is what you can't put your game next to this and be able to say, it's AAA quality. And this is way bigger, right? Because the other Star Wars game is single player.
Dude, CD Projekt Red is going for the GTA throne, man.
Yeah.
Let's see if this game can
And CD
be the
Projekt started
GTA
with,
6
like,
that I
a really
need
small
until
team.
GTA 6.
Yeah, to make the Witcher games, and now it's like obviously their second franchise. Even though it went through a lot of trouble, it seems like they're riding the ship a bit. There's a lot of excitement behind it, so they're maybe having the right people in place finally.
What
But
I
who
hope,
knows
though-
until it comes out, how crazy
Yeah,
it
I was
is.
just
You're
gonna
going to
say-
see some type of dysfunction because of all those departures.
Well, here's the thing, right? Like, I remember when I saw the E3 presentation for Anthem, and I was like, oh man, this game looks great. It looks really cool. Like, I'm so hype about it. And then when Anthem comes out, to see like how
Well, that's what I mean.
underwhelmed
Like,
I
you
was.
can cut all on the cutting floor. You can cut all the mess that they
Yeah.
went through. But when the game is out, it's out. You can start to see the dysfunction.
Yeah.
There's rarely a time when you see a game. Just kidding. This guy's in everything now.
Dude, he's getting every drop out of his branding.
Yeah. He reinvented himself with John Wick.
You know that for John Wick, he was doing like martial arts, jiu-jitsu, gun training.
Yeah.
He was training like a stuntman. So Keanu might certifiably be a badass now. Outside of the acting, like he legitimately might.
I think as an
Hit
actor,
you with an
that's what
omoplata
you
out
want.
of nowhere.
To do all the fun things to embody your character. I think that's more satisfying than actually playing the role itself. Because when you're on set, you're probably like 20 hours for like 20 minutes of footage or
Yeah.
10 minutes of footage. A lot of sitting around, I bet. But like the training and like feeling like a badass, you're basically experiencing vacations.
Do you think he dyes any of his hair? I'm sure he's got some grays by now.
Or look at the beard. It's fine.
The silky black John Wick.
Dude's like 50, man.
He's got to be older than that. 50. Oh, no, maybe 50. Yeah, 50, yeah. I found out Samuel L. Jackson's 70.
Oh, really?
70. Still dropping.
I can buy it. Stallone is 70, dude. Have you
Yeah.
seen Stallone?
Yeah, 70.
That dude is taking the right
Expendables
type of
full.
steroids. I want some of that.
Yeah.
Like that, he should be the front man for those commercials.
Dude, Arnold is getting back in shape. Speaking
Arnold.
of, yeah.
That's good. I like athletes staying in shape. It gives me
Gives
like
you hope.
hope.
When I'm 70, I can still have 24-inch pythons.
Well, there's nothing worse than those NBA superstar on those like talk shows
30
now,
for
and you
30,
see them,
and
and
they're
they're like, "Oh my god!" Like Jordan, the greatest of all
Deflated.
time, is like the biggest of all time. It's like, really, you had like a mentality of a.
And you can't tell him shit.
Of a
right?
tiger,
He
yeah.
won everything he could possibly win.
I know, but like to
The only thing that
to
he's
end,
not
you
is
know,
a
I
bill-
just picture him on the shitter now, and
Is Michael Jordan a billionaire yet?
oh yeah,
No, for sure or no?
yeah, he owns a basketball team. He's for sure a billionaire.
Okay, so then, all right, I was going to say, because
You got to be a billionaire to own a team.
I'm going to look it up. I want to see. I thought he was always like 800 million something.
No. That's like Dr. Dre.
Oh, yeah,
How
he's
much
almost
do you
at 2
think he
billion.
gets paid just to be on stage.
And Michael Jordan's 1.9 billion net worth.
You got to
He's-
be at least
he's
2 billion.
One business deal away
to have a
from hitting
basketball.
2 billion.
Yeah. LeBron's on that path.
What's Keanu promoting? I forgot where I was for a minute.
Cyberpunk. He would-
No, I mean, is he still? What didn't they just show a trailer? What else is there? What are they showing now?
I think.
Gameplay? No, this is Halo. Doom.
No. It's still
Something.
Cyberpunk.
It's still Cyberpunk?
Yeah.
Oh, so now we see the gameplay. All right. Oh, sweet.
You have Keanu.
They stole that from my game.
Yeah.
Saw that? Hover bike sequence.
It's basically Deus Ex.
I want my royalties.
Cyberpunk. Yeah.
Dude, I can't wait to play this. Everything that I've seen about it has made me excited.
CD Projekt definitely has a reputation, so I believe in that.
The one
But
risky
big
thing-
world, open world games, and then with all the turmoil and trouble and departures and stuff, tells me that, it's gonna hover around 70, 75.
The hard thing for me though is it's for 2020 is when it comes out.
Yeah.
Holiday season that same year is when we're expecting Scarlet to drop. Is when we're expecting new PlayStation to drop.
Yeah.
So we're looking at what is that 7 months of enjoying that game when that game looks like it's supposed to be a 2 to 3 year enjoyment experience. Like how long do you play Destiny, right?
Yeah.
A couple years. So, that's something to consider, fans out there.
So Boss Geekery doesn't agree that Jordan's out of shape. It's like, dude, he looks like a pear shape, dude. What does Kevin Hart said about Charles Barkley? He looked like someone sat on a beanbag. That's his body shape.
I'll say this about Jordan. What can I tell him about being in shape or like achieving any sort of greatness? He's done it all.
Yeah, but
So if he wants to eat the burger, man, I'm not gonna be mad at
That's
him.
like 8 burgers, dude. Put 7 burgers down.
Yo, how shitty would it be if like Jordan was still hyper competitive down at like rec
If
league
your best
at
days
the
are
Y,
behind
you know
you,
what I mean?
man, what-
Balling up regular people. Oh, that'd be so sad to see.
I don't know, man. When you wake up and you feel groggy and awful, that can't be
How do you know that that's
way.
how he feels? He wakes up
He
feeling
looks
like
the
a
way he
billionaire.
feels. He looks the way he
wakes
feels.
up.
No money's gonna save you from like a
He
heart
wakes up
attack,
and
dude.
somebody comes up out of the water. The royal blank is clean, Your Highness. You know what
There's
I
a
mean?
difference when I go for a jog and don't go for a jog, and like to not have that feeling every day. It's like it's a waste.
He sustained some injuries too through his career, so like keep that in mind. Like we're not playing 83 games a year, going at each other.
I've
hard.
seen those shitty machines that people are getting half a workout. You can still be mobile. That's just like straight up eating. and
But
sitting.
I'll put some respect on his name. If I was
Yeah,
in Jordan's
Jordan was
position-
awesome.
No, I'm just saying.
He
if I was in his
was
position, if I was in his position, I had achieved what he did and had what he had, and I decided that I no longer. Sports and athleticism was not my highest priority right now.
Yeah.
Who's gonna tell me shit? That's where I would be. I'm like, hey, whatever, go enjoy your life, man. He did 17, 18 seasons of entertaining basketball for everyone out there.
Yeah.
Won championships, started brands. And I'm not even a Jordan fanboy, actually. He's not my favorite player. I'm putting respect where respect is due.
He's definitely the greatest of all time. There's no doubt about it. There's always like a constant comparison. You put him in any era of basketball, his personality type is like super competitive.
Yeah.
He will train to be the best, no matter where he is.
He's called a cleaner? I was reading this thing about, I forgot what book it was in. They're saying like a cleaner is somebody who makes everyone around them better and elevates them. And then as soon as you remove that person, those people who we all thought was great, like go back down to their
Deflated.
normal level because the
That's what happened
absence
after
of the
Bulls,
cleaner.
right? For a year.
What
when
happened
he
to who? Oh, the
retired
Bulls?
the
Yeah.
first time. They didn't go anywhere, or like with the Cavs.
Oh, they
when
definitely
LeBron
didn't
left.
do well.
They ended
Yeah,
up like
man,
last.
Please. When the Cavs were talking about their plan after LeBron, I fast forwarded through it, much like this clip.
It looks really interesting.
This game looks cool. I like the fact that they're kind of going into a new
Consistent,
medium and
really
presentation.
cool
Yeah, like a flip book.
Art style.
Like
yeah.
you're in detention with a lot of crayons. Is what I feel like. Is what you used to do in high school. Is come up with these little adventures. So I think that's cool.
Yeah, man. It's like you can't.
It's like Cuphead 2. It's like
Yeah.
an extension of those kinds of ideas.
You can't sandbag art now, dude. It has to be. If you're a small game, you have to go insane. If it's a side scroller like Ori the Blind Forest, you have to like pack.
You got to
every
find a
frame.
way to make a splash, man.
Yeah, like that's why I see when like AAA quality and you can't even get the graphic up to speed. Like if you're trying to go for that.
What's interesting
laziness
is,
there.
I do want to say this to people watching, but also to developers everywhere. Think about how many new games your customer is exposed to every year, right? In 1990, I don't know, 100 new games, coming out on Nintendo, like overall through that year. I'm talking like internationally, maybe 100 games total.
Yeah.
Your customers today are going to get exposed to thousands of games in a year, right? Through app stores, through Game Pass, through new games coming out, through mobile games, through computer games, through, it's just, they're going to be bombarded with new content availability. Knowing that, you can't do run-of-the-mill anything anymore. Everything that you do, you have to consider how you're going to make some sort of a substantial impact or some sort of substantial noise because you are competing against thousands. I gotta say, I think that game, I forget what it's called. Is it Killer Queen or Killer Bee or Queen? It's something. It's like a 4-player versus 4-player, three victory condition game. It's really hard to describe, but it's actually a lot of fun. I played it at what is it? What is that arcade? It's like Pixel Arcade. Oh shit, I have the worst memory. Anyway, great game. If you can get a chance to play that game with 7 of your friends, you'll have a great time. I saw like a blip of it on the ID at Xbox.
So what the ID at Xbox?
This is what we should be looking at, man. This is your indie creators on Xbox that have a game cool enough to get like a partnership with Microsoft to get their game on the platform, but also promote it and support it.
I see. So this is their old.
That's your creator portal. That's the new.
What was the old? What was the old? thing
XNA.
before? XNA. Okay.
Yeah.
So it was
Xbox Live
updated
Arcade.
version.
That's the new. Is that Aisha? Oh, no.
You just saw will premiere
Head of
on
Xbox
Xbox Game
partnerships.
Pass day 1.
Yay! Sweet. I have Xbox Game Pass. I get to play one of my favorite games.
And this is where it differentiates from the Stadia stuff.
Sure.
Like they have a
Dude,
onslaught of.
the best thing that ever happened to my whole Microsoft career is spending $9 a month to get Game Pass.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
My team travels the globe, seeking out fan favorites and hidden gems, and crafts partnerships with their creators, so that
Hell yeah.
you can discover your next favorite.
I'm having a
game.
proud moment right now for
My
brown
own
people.
experiences
Way to go. Yes.
and iconic
Representation.
characters, all
And she's in a prominent position, by the way. So
It has
I'm
been
brownish.
awesome
I'm going to go
Certain
follow her on
sunny
Twitter.
days.
Yep. Yeah, I'm super excited.
Developers have had in Xbox Game Pass.
We got about like 10 minutes
Introducing
left.
their
I'm gonna
games
fast forward.
to new
Oh, I see how it is.
and creating
I'm gonna fast forward these filler spots.
Marginalization right there.
partners in Game Pass, adding more games from more genres.
Oh my gosh, show me some slides.
She just did. You saw like
We are
40 to
thrilled to
50
announce
seconds of like the new games
titles
coming to Game
to
Pass.
Xbox Game Pass on console today, including
All right, if anyone watching this is from Microsoft or has anything to do with Microsoft, or if you just feel bad enough that you want to send me an original Xbox because I don't have one anymore, Microsoft, please, Def Jam Fight for New York needs to exist again. Not a new game, but please give me a way to emulate it either through
This is
Game
where-
Pass
yeah.
or through backwards compatibility. Oh, they announced that
When
they're
I
not
look
doing
at stuff
backwards
like this,
compatibility
like-
anymore.
Mission at Xbox is for
That's one of the
you to
best
play.
Xbox games I ever
This is
played.
where I felt like
With
Steam
anyone,
completely dropped the ball.
anywhere.
They were leading the
And we
path.
know
This
for
was
many of you that
could have been
means
like the next evolution of Steam, a Steam
That
pass
is why
that allows you to have a
Mix and
monthly
match.
Netflix
We
commercial
announced
type of
Xbox Game Pass
pricing
for
plan
Sure.
and kind of loop in more of the indie crowd that made them famous, right? But they completely been sitting on their ass,
Today,
enjoying all the
the Game
30%
Pass journey
revenue
on
stream and
PC begins.
have not
Yeah.
innovated anything, and they're just slowly waiting to die. If they're
PC
trying
players
to
can
prep
discover
themselves
their
up for
next
like a
favorite game
private
on Xbox Game Pass.
stock.
We have curated
Oh, you think they're
over
gonna go-
100
Oh yeah, they're trying to go IPO.
just for
Everything they're
PC,
trying to do is go
including
IPO.
For what?
like
For what? Because
They
they're
don't
done.
need capital.
No, but
They're-
like,
all that's going to happen there is someone's going to
but
come in.
Gabe at this point wants to just give it away and
Sure.
just live his rest of his life. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? At some point,
That
you
makes
know,
sense.
he doesn't want to handle it anymore. Who else is going to give it to? He has probably a board of directors, but they're not going to do any of that.
All I know is, okay, so here's what happens. If Steam goes IPO, mark my words, I believe everything that we hope Steam would do to better itself will not happen. Steam is only going to be worse for the consumer, and they're going to greed themselves into oblivion. Mark my that is my prediction if Steam goes
Yeah,
IPO.
they're not doing anything.
No, I don't have any faith in that company's business model being something that people who don't play games and enjoy gaming getting a hold of will treat it fairly in a way that will be better for the
Sure.
consumers.
It'll probably be worse.
It's
but
going
right now
to be
they're not
worse.
doing anything.
Yeah, I'm just saying, if it goes
Like,
IPO,
they're
it's going to be
letting
worse.
all these other publishers kind of take up their market share of this Forza again.
Yeah, I think it's just going to be worse.
Gears 5. Oh my god. Who the hell is playing Gears and Halo anymore?
Dude, Gears 1, I still remember that announcement commercial. The all around me are familiar
Because like being kind of cover and shooting is
That
they need
was-
to innovate that, man.
Yeah. Well, what would innovate Gears, right? Like the gameplay, the world, the grit, everything about that when it first came out was cool, but they also was like first time I'm seeing normal maps. They had like visual fidelity on their side as well. So like it was a 1-2 punch. It was stylized, it was cool, it was gory, but they were also like this is like actually top-notch visuals for an Xbox 360. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't have a lot of those same playing cards now. They look like a game that looks like any other game. I've seen games
They need to
more
go
gory.
Monster Hunter, dude.
So like a bigger
A bigger
like a bigger-
RPG open world. That's what I expect from Gears.
from
Like,
Gears,
the
like an
cover- yeah.
RPG style.
They have to because
Okay.
right now cover to cover third person is so overdone,
Mm-hmm.
and not even by the competition, by themselves. Like it's the fifth Gears of War with the same
Well, it's
gameplay.
fifth
with epic-
Gears. Plus they've had like the little
but they're I think primarily
offshoot.
known for shooting, but also epic monster battles. The way Monster Hunter was able to kind of evolve and become more like this open world that everybody can kind of participate in and then be like a bigger server. Like I can see that be really successful with the Gears franchise, but they're not doing that.
Yeah.
They're doing
Okay,
some
so-
stupid. Let me fast forward this stuff.
There was actually a big announcement that just dropped. It
Oh,
looked
did
like
it?
they were combining all their so Game Pass Ultimate.
Game Pass for console with over 100 great games.
So okay.
Xbox Live Gold, an unrivaled gaming community, and now Xbox Game Pass for PC
Wow.
at no additional
Good.
charge.
Sweet.
Smart.
Nice. Hey, here's what you get already, but we're giving you more for free.
Yeah, man. I hate
cool.
these subscription models that are like 5 tiers per company. It's like, dude, you're not the only one in town. You know how many
Yeah.
subscriptions we pay?
Everyone can jump in and play today for $1.
All right,
Smart.
way to go.
All right,
Way to
Xbox.
sweep up Xbox. Congrats.
Now
Yeah,
go
this
to
is why
Twitter
I'm more
for
excited
your
about
next
what
favorite game.
Xbox is doing in Stadia.
World premiere. You know, I'm gonna start doing voice acting.
You should. Capture in real time 4K. Okay.
Oh, here we go. Caption in real time 4K means they're playing on the Xbox One X
Satellite data is
or a really strong computer under the
big
scenes.
open line.
4K skies and mountains, baby.
That looks good. See, man, you can't cheat art now, dude. It needs to look fucking movie quality. Or else go home.
Is this,
Oh, is this the,
4K flight simulator?
Yeah, Microsoft Flight
Motherfucker.
Simulator. Looks good though.
It looks great. Okay, I just have to ask, like, is the flight simulator community growing or slowing? Because I'm seeing less and less people interested in flying,
People are responding.
talking about flying, or
Be
like,
sure they'll read your Twitch. Yeah, the flying simulator is great. I think if I'm at all interested in flight sims or flying, look at that. It looks
yeah, it looks nice.
really real.
But have you ever been a day one flight sim player? The first thing that happens is you crash.
Yeah.
You crash a lot. you
But I
crash a
imagine now
lot.
if they have VR capability, dude. Oh my god.
It's like, all right,
This is satellite data. This is as real as it gets.
yeah.
Like this is mapped out world. No designers necessary.
I think for sure pilots will probably play this. People
I
who
would
people
actually
who
check this out. If they have VR, yeah, right.
Brandon, I'm never gonna come over your house and see you playing flight sim. I know that for a
Bruh.
fact. I know for a
Bruh.
fact. I'm never gonna
The
see that.
apocalypse is gonna happen, dude,
Oh,
and I need
man.
to get out of here. And I'm only gonna learn through flight sim. That look pretty impressive. I'm
Here,
gonna
do you
fast
mind? Let
forward.
me see. I didn't get the password in. So, Def Jam Fight for New York. Somebody's laughing at me. Yeah, yep. See, I'm getting some agreements. Gears of War Worlds. It looks better in real life.
Man, I can't believe this
This is
thing
great.
powering 30.
Shout out to everyone on the Twitch community, keeping that loop going. As we talk, we hear from them, and then we put that back in the stream. All right, so you heard it here first. Brandon's gonna start playing Flight Sim.
I want to. See, this is another like Outer Worlds
Yeah,
esque art style
Is this?
that looks way better.
Oh. Do you have something against them, or are you legitimately
No,
be real.
legitimately art-wise,
Okay.
I never
You
liked
didn't-
Obsidian's art.
Oh. You should have seen the Aliens game, man. The
one
Aliens
that
game that
can-
we were working on.
Yeah.
Man, I remember right when they canceled it. It was like, this is the best thing I had seen at the time. We
Yeah.
put so much love into it. Ah, damn it, Sega. I'm still salty about that.
It probably looked too good. That's probably why.
You know, I found out. So, actually, I shouldn't say it on the air. I don't want to get anybody in trouble. Never mind. I was gonna say something pretty cool.
Pretty fast, right? We're running out. of
What
time.
is this? Is this Borderlands?
No, it's not that. Borderlands is made
Central
by Gearbox.
Colorado.
They only make that game every time they figured they can't make any other game. It's a top-down.
Just seeing weapons doesn't sell games anymore. Show me how it works differently than other stuff that I've seen.
Yeah, Santa Claus.
It is not
doesn't
2000.
sell me this game.
Wasteland 3.
That makes sense. Let's see.
Let me show you the new guns we've got.
That's a new port.
Wasteland. Possibly In Exile, but I didn't know. I didn't see their name. But In Exile did get purchased by Microsoft, so it could possibly be. I'm just not familiar with all of their games. I know they did Mage's Tale, Bard's Tale. I forgot who Wasteland
Matt
did.
Booty. Man, what a name.
I think Wasteland. I think Chris from Obsidian went to work on Wasteland. I'm trying to figure out.
all
I'm
the
trying
Orange
to in my
County
head. I'm
people.
trying to do the red strings that attach to
The Orange County sector is very incestuous, dude. It's like people who work around here work everywhere around here. They don't want to go
the
to
tour.
LA.
Have you
Yeah.
done the tour of
Like
Irvine?
Irvine tour, yeah.
The tour of Orange County. Get a little In Exile, a little Obsidian.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
swing
pretty
back
much
through
what
Blizzard.
it is. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Go
We just
see Ready at
rotate-
Dawn.
Rotate the studio.
When they were there, you know, you could hang out at Red 5.
That's why.
There's a couple good developers tucked into Orange County.
See, we talked about Eyes yesterday, man.
Oh,
See,
here you go. Does he what?
he's halfway there, but he's like, there's someone halfway genuine.
He seems like he has friendly eyes to me.
No, man. Look at how tired and evil it looks. He's half.
Double Fine just announced.
Yeah, I mean,
I think
I
Double
was surprised
Fine.
Double Fine wasn't the first one that got bought out.
I guess it's hard for me to see Double Fine bowing into this deal right away because they like so scrappy and so successful, and they really know social media for a game company.
Yeah,
Like they had everything going for them.
yeah. I mean, they started the whole crowdfunding thing, and they reinvented themselves many times
Yep.
to keep them paying those Bay Area.
And then they've got this darling
Rental
right here, this wonderful human being, this Tim Shaver.
Hello. Thank you. Thank you so much.
He's got a lot of that Jack Black
Yeah.
kind of, or he might be older than Jack Black, so I'll say they
around the same
they have a lot of that same
Whatever you need,
shtick.
Double Fine will make
Yeah.
for you. Halo stuff,
Black's definitely more out there.
Forza
he's
stuff,
is
Excel stuff, whatever you want.
a little
we
more
are
over the
there.
top. I loved their Kickstarter video, by the way.
Yeah.
It's just a great piece of marketing material.
Oh, that's such a relief because I was totally lying.
Yeah, see,
In that case, we brought a brand new trailer for
He's
Psychonauts
definitely
2.
a lot more
Take a
natural.
look.
Psychonauts
even though
2,
they
baby.
reversed this back and forth, yeah.
and the nerds around the world rejoiced. Psychonauts 2.
I've never
Dude,
played
Psychonauts
number
1 was ahead of its time.
I know it was funny. I actually have it on Steam. I turned it on and I turned it off because it was too outdated. On the graphics.
Yeah.
And today is my first official day on the job.
Just gonna go into my friend's brains real quick.
We're on a mission.
Rasputin?
I'm on him. Looking for me?
Yeah, let's keep. We're gonna have to start fast forwarding.
Sorry. Well, people know Psychonauts 2 is coming.
Psychonauts 2 is coming. Dragon Ball Z.
Is this the Goku? So I'll say this. Even though I've bought like 3 or 4 of the like Dragon Ball fighting games, I think Dragon Ball Z Budokai is probably my favorite one. It's like the first one that really got this series revitalized. I'm super excited about this game because this is the game that I've wanted for what feels like 20 years.
Yeah.
I'm following just the story of Goku, with fighting and RPG elements, character growth and progression and all that. I'm hype about this game. I don't care about playing other people online. I just like reliving that Dragon Ball Z story that I fell in love with when I was in late middle school, early high school. Frieza's power is unimaginable.
Alright, fast forward. Once you see Dragon Ball, you see them all. It's pretty.
Oh no. It's a movie about being lonely.
It's like Sims Panic Room. Wait, is this Hitman?
Hitman top down. Oh. 12 minutes.
The game that's going to be 12
An
minutes.
interactive thriller. I am about that. Yeah, that's the one I remember. Trapped in a time loop. I'm down. I'll check it out. Is it on Game Pass? Do I get it for air quotes free? Way to the woods.
I don't know why people were complaining. This is a lot of good looking games.
Did you stop it or did that just cut? Maybe that's just the company that put that together.
Alright, this is that lame trailer that I saw.
Gears 5?
Let's react to this. Look at the facial quality, man. It's just not there.
Not that great. Well, you know what? It's too clean.
Yeah, man.
For Gears, for the world that they've been
Gears
building
is
and
about
promising,
realism.
it's like the last resistance of humanity against the locusts. And as far as we've evolved to or from that, like they had something there. Seeing clean-faced people in like pristine, really cool-looking armor is like I want to see like we're barely surviving, but we're gonna push through. Like that to me is like one of the like just statement pillars that I would always want to feel in a Gears experience.
When they get constipated, dude. All those demons.
That's Brandon putting down some brown.
Yeah, that's
Is
one.
that Billie Eilish that I hear in the background?
I'm sure you're right. Sometimes you have to push really hard, man. It's not good for you, but it's the only way to get the demon out.
Flush. Yeah, that is.
So lame.
She picked up the phone. Oh. Biggest deuce of the week.
Such a lame trailer, dude. Don't go artsy fartsy. If you have
Bound by Blood.
Like if they were gonna do a close up and only be able to show a character's face, tell me something poetic, and then end it in 30 seconds.
Let's look at it this way. That was just a teaser, so I'm assuming we're gonna see some more video footage now, or at least gameplay.
Dude, tease off, man. I'm done. I'm fast forwarding your ass.
Thanks, everyone. We're excited to announce that Gears 5 is releasing on September 10th.
Dude, this guy looks like the guy. Have you ever
September
seen?
10th?
Have you ever seen Role Models?
Yeah.
He looks like the big guy that was Ken Jeong's like main security guard from Role Models.
And see how character abilities
I don't
can
trust
turn the
anyone
tide
with
on the
white
battlefield.
blondish hair.
In September, we return
too
to the biggest
transparent.
Gears campaign ever, where we'll
You look
explore
like,
more of Kate's harrowing journey
fish
and
skins.
celebrate our launch
Fish
on September
skins?
10th.
You know, it's just super
But what are we talking
transparent.
about today?
Oh, okay.
Today, it's a brand new way to fight the swarm.
You make me feel old. I was like, what
Escape.
fish skins? I need to
Play
look.
as one
Urban
of three
Dictionary, that
lives.
shit. What the
Infiltrate the hive
Just dropping all this
Here,
lingo.
Games recap.
and escape with your life.
Oh
Because
my
we all know the best defense is a good offense. It's everything you love
Stupid. Oh my god.
Oh yeah. So this was like a big thing that I was hearing about, like the co-op horde mode Gears reimagining of a horde mode kind of thing.
Reimagine it. Come up with something new. Your Gears 5 got silly. You know?
What would I mean, just random game design question for you then, like what do you feel like would be a cool something new? Like if you were given like $40 million to add a
Open
new
world
feature.
Gears of War. It's about social networking. It's about Twitch activity. It's about me going into this Gears of War world together with my friends and take down epic monsters.
Okay.
Well, raiding. It's like they've taken elements of RPG and put it in the shooter. Turn it up.
It's like a more Borderlands kind of approach to
More
Gears of War.
Borderlands approach would be the halfway
in their art
point,
style.
but going full on Monster Hunter would be, I think, appropriate for what they're doing, or even going towards more like Destiny. You know what I mean? If it's like close quarter combat again, and I'm hiding behind a trash can and then hiding another trash can and then another rock. It's
Yeah, the staples of
such old.
the staples of what made Gears good was so successful that too many other games like immediately started doing their stuff.
By Gears 5, you played that game 1,000 times.
Cover, mantle. Oh snap! That's what I like. When I'm in hell, killing all these locusts, I need
But
to
this is
hear.
what I mean, man. This is an open world. I go out of the cave and like start exploring the landscape together with your friends, you know, and start driving together. Be really fun. I just don't have patience for pre-render stuff anymore.
Good choice of song.
Fast forward.
Let's go. Escape coming to Gears 5.
Yeah. It's coming out in September, and
In
that's
a
all they
world.
showed, which makes me kind of nervous.
I hope you enjoyed your taste.
By this time, you got to show
An
gameplay.
aggressive
You're 3 months
three-player
out,
co-op experience
and you don't have
perfect
any
for your
crazy
living room
gameplay.
couch.
Maybe this guy's
But
gonna
it's
show
not
now.
just about busting hives. You can
His
build
rolled
them
up
too,
sleeve.
and
See,
challenge your friends with the
his
experiences
shirt
you
bothers
create.
me too.
Oh, nice. So that's something cool. So I can build my own version of Horde mode or whatever, or my own version of Escape.
Fine. All right. Because you guys didn't make the full game. Now you're making the fans make it.
We put the editing tools in the game. Actually, but I like. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, but you're
I'm that person.
You're 1%.
No. More people would like it if they knew that they had an option to do it. Like Overwatch Workshop is doing incredibly well. So well that people are using it to make other games completely separate from Overwatch, inside of Overwatch.
Yeah.
Like Dreams on PS4 is pretty much just a game editor.
Yeah.
I'm so amazed at the stuff that I'm seeing coming through there. Somebody
that's-
remade Metal Gear Solid from PlayStation in Dreams, right? Like that's the cool thing,
It's cool,
and people
but that's
like
the
it.
game, not Gears 5. All right, they're gonna finally show something. Come on. All right, looks good so far. Crush the skull, yeah, classic Terminator shot. Oh my god, are you just copying everything?
It is Terminator.
It is Terminator.
With the fucking with the Lancer. Ah, oh man.
Look at that. They're already selling DLC or pre-order. They haven't shown anything original about Gears 5 that like took it up a notch.
Makes you want to buy it. Oh,
Yeah,
here we
it's
go.
always like reimagining. Here's Terminator.
This is my favorite part. The new technology coming a year and a half from now. Damn. We only have a year and a half, folks. Oh, that's the controller. The Scarlet will be here. Next gen is on the way. Or just next gen. Next gen has reset once next gen becomes current gen. So next gen again is now Scarlet PS5 era Stadia.
And I am infected.
We got fast forward. We gotta wrap this up.
Is this, what is this, Thief? Dying Light 2? Okay.
It's on TV.
Another game I didn't play, but cool. Oh, nice. Forza.
You like Forza?
Man, I am all about anything about cars. If we get even a little bit of money from doing any of the stuff that we're doing, my garage is going to go over an overhaul. I'm still going to have a 1-bedroom, but my garage is going to be legit.
I have fast forward these guys. Oh. All right, I'm glad I'm fast forwarding.
State of Decay 2. I feel bad for State of Decay 2.
Why? What's?
It always looked cool, but it just underwhelming kind of performance.
Oh, like acting performance?
No, as in like how well like it was adopted by consumers and enjoyed.
It's doing well enough to get a sequel. Is this one of the?
I think it's an add-on.
exclusives that
It's like a
Sega.
Oh, is that Roller Jam thing? Have we seen that? That's not Xbox. That's Ubisoft or somebody, right?
Probably.
Blitzball.
This is where all the filler shitty games are in between.
Oh, that's like some new. Snap! That's right. Phantasy Star Online 2 is coming to Xbox pretty soon. That's big for me. So Phantasy Star Online was the first MMO I ever played, if anyone still counts that as an MMO, because it's like instance based. It's like Guild Wars style MMO, but everything about it was instance except for like the main lobby areas.
Yeah.
I put hundreds of hours into each of my Phantasy Star Online characters on the Dreamcast. Those were the days. I'm super hype about trying Phantasy Star Online 2. Been waiting for that game.
Well, it's pretty big for this guy to come out and talk about it.
We welcome Sega back to our stage and Phantasy Star.
Phantasy Star Online 2. It's like my Japanese American impression. It's not racist. I hope not. And if it is, I'm sorry already.
Crossfire. I didn't hear about this.
Is this actually like Crossfire, like the game Crossfire, getting a game? Like Crossfire, you get caught up in the.
That's true.
But that's what I'm at. Like, do you know anything about that?
No, this is the first time me seeing this.
You brought your marbles. I brought mine. You brought yours. Yeah, we're gonna shoot it out. All right. I've got a shameful thing to admit. I'm a day one purchaser of Red Dead Redemption 2, and I still haven't played it.
Oh, you gotta play that.
That's I bring that up because as I'm watching Crossfire, I'm like, oh snap! It looks like a Red Dead kind of opening. What is going on? It's like all the eras of technology, right? Like I saw horses and trains.
This is basically what it was like at Activision.
Oh. This is one of my biggest fears right here. Is like one day I'm just gonna be chilling, walking down the street and see just some aircraft in pursuit flying through.
So slim.
Oh man, we're on the coast. We're in California. It's a lot higher for us.
Orange County, LA gets the most when it comes to terrorist crimes.
Oh no!
All right, show me some damn gameplay, man.
That's all right.
Why waste your money on pre-render stuff now? Just show me gameplay.
Oh, Black Desert.
That's the scene that we expected from Game of Thrones and never got. Never got that shit.
This game looks really good. If this is a new MMO, I'll play it from 1 to 10.
This is just JPG. Yeah, Tales of Arise.
Oh, okay.
Alright, let's get to the end. This is Borderlands.
I like any game that gives me progression, that makes me look cool, and allows me to be better than other people and rub it in. That's my favorite gaming experience. That's why I play MOBA.
Alright, this is the new Project Scarlet. Alright.
All right, here we go.
We just gotta
let's end it on
finish
this.
it off with this.
Creativity
And
for
strong.
Xbox. Gaming for you means connecting all of these creators to all of
Well,
you.
look at Twitch real quick.
Last fall, we announced our ambition to empower everyone,
Yeah.
everywhere.
I think it
to
got
play.
fatter since the
By
beginning.
bringing
That's Freddie. Yeah,
Xbox
Budokai.
to the
Part of my
cloud.
childhood good memories.
We will do
Amen.
this in 2 ways: through Project xCloud and through console streaming.
There's a reason
2
why they
months ago,
haven't
we
named it yet.
connected all
Scarlet?
Xbox
Yeah.
developers.
I would imagine. I mean, we're too far away
Today, we
to like
invite
really
everyone
start that
here
marketing
to
train
create
because they're still trying to sell
first
Xbox
public
One
hands-on
and
Project
One X
xCloud.
games. They'd almost be disrespectful to those developers. Like, start saving your money, folks. The new shit's on the way.
And you'll have 2 ways to stream. There's a new platform feature. Console
God damn,
streaming.
I really like
It
what
turns your
Xbox is doing.
Xbox One into
I-
your own
I'm-
personal
I hate to be this
and
person because
free
not a lot of people are
xCloud
like,
server.
hey, I can just buy up everything. I can get a PlayStation and Xbox and Stadia and try all that stuff. Lucky for us being game developers, we do get a little bit of help from taxes, but
This October, you'll be able to
regardless of all
use
that,
our
I
hybrid
always
gaming
make sure that I
cloud
get
to play
Xbox and
your
PlayStation
games
at least.
wherever you go.
And I can't wait to see what the next generation of gaming is going to bring to us.
Where you play is now entirely your choice.
Excited to see what
You
Sony
decide.
has up their sleeves.
So let's talk about our next console.
Hell yeah, dude. Please, Microsoft, don't fuck up your product launch next cycle. You cannot. Don't do it. Don't let Sony clown you in social media.
Be designed and built and optimized
Here's how you share
for
a
one
PlayStation
thing
game.
and one thing only: gaming.
It's over.
So the same team that created the world's most powerful console, Xbox One X, and innovated its groundbreaking processor and the Elite controller.
Do you know anything about the Scarlet yet?
Same team that
I know it's the
engineered
same
the
exact machine as the
world-class
Sony one.
compatibility
It's just like
today's
same
Xbox
processor
One
and card.
Mm.
It's basically the same machine with a
team
different
that
logo.
set the bar
Solid state
for
drive?
gaming.
Did you
Yeah,
know about that?
everything. Yeah.
With
Both of them are
Xbox
solid
Live,
state drives?
Yep.
this
It's the
same
standard
team
now. It's like
set
the
out
PC
on
game
a
now.
new
It's a
mission
PC
to create the
hardware that
future
you're
of
getting.
gaming
It's
for
the
you.
exclusives that makes it important and stands it apart. That's where Stadia is
When we think
kind
about
of
the future
different,
of
but
gaming,
They don't
It's
have any
not just
exclusives.
PC. It's not just console. It's not just mobile. It's really all of the above.
Xbox is all about choice. We're investing.
This is where they
in
round up all the
technology
marketers and
all throughout the game stack.
feed them a
The games
script
you want with the
and
people you want on
try
the
to play
devices
it
that
off
you
as
want.
their own
And
thoughts.
for us, that starts with our next generation.
You can tell who's reading and who's like
Yeah.
actually saying
And
stuff.
for us,
Another console, we truly want it to be
you
transformative.
gotta get the guy with the crazy
more
beard.
immersion,
What is he
more
hiding?
exploration, more detail.
How do we make it easier for people?
Well, the
to
good
get
thing
into
is
the
all of
game
these
to stay in the
people,
game?
I'm assuming, are like engineers or creative and
No,
technical minds.
no,
behind-
they're in
no,
the
no,
marketing
this is the team.
I'm an RPG gamer,
What team?
and so like loading screens.
He was like the
are
same
a thing.
people behind.
Sitting
Yeah,
there in the fake elevator because you know that the game's loading in the background.
Shut up.
This
When you
just is an
start talking
elevator
about
ride
like loading
forever.
screens,
That's-
I'm fast.
was that
forward.
Maisie Williams? Oh,
That guy looks like a developer.
Partners at AMD.
I
they
sat
all
next
look
to
like
him.
developers. Every single one of them.
This is
No.
4 times
Yes.
Half those guys are actors.
No way. They're. He
I
said
refuse.
this is the team of people who made the box.
Where's your name then? In your Twitter handle?
Oh.
What are they trying to hide here? Everyone had a Twitter handle throughout this conference, and then as soon as the team is up and going, you don't want to give them their information.
8K capability.
Variable refresh
8K
rate.
capability. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Please
these guys-
don't get teased into that shit.
It's too soon for 8K, man.
Let's do,
If the
it's
box
still
can
too soon
do
for
8K,
4K, dude.
Well, if it
For
can do
development.
8K, cool, right? Because then that's like future proofing.
Yeah, just Forza.
But if you're adding 8K now,
No. None
Man,
of our
we're-
computers can run 8K, and they're like 2 to 3K rigs, right?
it's the main thing is like we're so far away from the machines that can actually display. Apple made a 6K monitor, and they're charging people 6K for it,
Yeah.
like or 5,000 or whatever. How much there's? I think it's like a $5,000 monitor. No one is ready.
When you can move through worlds without waiting for screens to load, that speed, that performance is what the next generation.
I really hope there's like nothing past 8K because my eyes just won't know what to do. I can't even tell the difference between 8K and
What we really
800K.
want to do is give developers the power to build the game they've always envisioned.
We have hundreds of people across both our first-party studios as well as our third-party studios working on those next-generation experiences today.
How do you even grow facial hair 3 feet long?
13 studios. 7
You
in
just
the
lose
last
your
Fucking
self-respect.
dark iron
Step
dwarf
one.
over here, man.
Step 2. I just imagine people sitting in the toilet with this long beards. Like, what do? You sling it over your shoulder? You tuck it around your neck? You split it up so it goes to both your shoulders?
Or if you're at the urinal, you know.
Oh yeah, it's like you're constantly like washing it with urine. It's not practical, man. Like what
Speaking of what happens at
just
the
shave
urinals.
it, dude. It's like you can't tattoo.
That's his style. I know like a lot of black men, and I won't generalize, so I'll just say I know personally a lot of black men who, once we start losing it up here, we start,
Oh, growing
you
it
know,
out.
we start making.
I think that's all men trying to balance it out. Oh my god.
No, I'm a
So they
I'm a
didn't really
beard
show
guy.
anything.
I'm a beard guy.
Oh, Project Scarlet. All right.
Got to do something to let you know that I don't have cancer.
So that's it. That's
No
games
disrespect
recap. We
to
looked at the
cancer
Microsoft.
and
My
people who
overall
have
impression
cancer.
was.
Say what?
My overall impression with it was a lot better than I thought. They showed
Mhm.
a lot of games. It's actually pretty expanded and standard. If I were to read all the headlines saying that it was boring, it's not true. It's pretty much what they usually show at these type of things. A
I'll
lot
say
of good
this.
games.
I think the next 2 years of E3 presentations, or this time of year for like not this year, but next year and the one after will be great.
Yeah.
Because that's when you'll really start
With the
seeing
new
the
systems, yeah.
all those new companies that they purchased. Like, okay, cool. Here's why we did it, right?
Yeah.
We were lacking in exclusives. Not anymore. Here are the 6 new
Yeah.
games
It's
that
a
we're going to
big-
really
yeah.
be pushing.
It's a big bet for the AA development studios. It's
Also-
definitely a gamble.
Well, you know what's
Since they've
interesting?
always been AA for a long time.
That's probably where I think our industry is going to start getting some resurgence and growth,
Yeah.
right? Like Hellblade is proof to me that you can take 20, I don't know how big their team was, but I'm just like 20,
It's-
25
yeah, about
talented
20, yeah.
people. Make something that feels, looks top level, but maybe is not 40 hours in content.
Yeah.
If we can get gamers to appreciate that and like want more of that,
Yeah.
you're going to see a lot more profitability in the game space again. Because there aren't many companies that can 3, 4, 5 times a year bet $300-400 million on a game and be wrong.
Right.
But if we can get $50 to $60 million games to at least ingest or in experience feel like $400 million games for a while, it's an opportunity to get some sort of traction going for small game development again. And by small, I just mean not over the top AAA blockbuster size, but still offering you similar or related to content, just not as deep. So I really hope that we do see a lot more of that, because you're going to get more variety. You're going to get more flavor in the game industry. That's something that we're lacking significantly right now, is just flavor. It's as far as like the top, most polished games go. You know what I mean? I think that we're really lacking innovation in a lot of areas. And that's why I'm happy about VR and mobile, because in those spaces, I see people going crazy as hard as they can, trying to come up with or trying to push. And then in AAA, I see people leaning on safety and security as much as possible while trying to be pretty and polished and presentable.
Yeah.
So that's just my personal take on it.
No, I agree. I definitely think it's a huge boost for our industry to have these guys around and survive the last console generations. And it's going to be a couple of years before we see what they're working on. We saw some of it, thankfully. But carrying forward, hopefully they pay off, man, and make us proud that we're small, but we could do big things. And as far as where the console is, like, you can definitely see the difference in the experience console makers versus Stadia, right? So that's it. Tomorrow, we're gonna look at the Nintendo Direct feed and probably combine it with a couple other press conferences like Ubisoft and all these other guys to round up that hour. See you guys next time.
Peace.
You got to do your ending note.
All right.
Consider yourself.
Consider yourselves recapped.
Hell
Is that official? That's canon now.